Let's see, right here, I'm on 684. Is this the right
Turn to your
page?
text of 684, and you'll see an example of it in the text. So this is the representation model.
Wait, are you sure that's it?
Oh, here comes the paparazzi.
There's the paparazzi. Alright, so everybody on 684? You got it? Okay.
Wait, are you sure? Because it doesn't really look like it.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe it's a close-up view.
If you look at the top right, you'll see that's kind of the section we're looking at on the top right. So what you're looking at
Oh, I see. Okay.
is, we're going to start at the triad. We always like to ask this question too. This is called the hepatic triad. You have the hepatic artery, the hepatic portal vein, and the common bile duct. This is the triad that brings the venous blood from the colon and the small intestine back through the hepatic portal system into the actual liver lobule structures for one more processing before it goes into the inferior vena cava.
You said the green was the bile duct? I'm sorry.
Yes, this is the bile duct, and this over here is actually lymphatic. So, but the triad itself is the hepatic artery, the hepatic portal vein, and the common bile duct. Now these are actually going this direction, and the common bile duct is actually coming this direction, but it still makes up the triad, the hepatic triad. This is one small section, if you look on that page, it's one small section that leads into the central vein. So just imagine that this basically has lobule structures that come all the way around this central vein. You'll see that the central veins generally are going to be the center of one lobule structure that leads into it.
So they're like circular then?
What?
They're circular?
Generally, yeah. They're not exactly circular, but they almost look like a circus tent kind of thing. So as the arteries come through, taking arterial blood into the liver, and then you've got the hepatic portal vein, which is bringing back the venous supply to be processed one more time before it actually gets back to the inferior vena cava and takes it back to the heart. So what happens is these structures that flow through here, these blue structures, are called sinusoids. The sinusoids are basically the venous blood returning to the liver. As it goes from the hepatic portal vein to the central vein, it is processed by these hepatocytes, which are liver cells. These little structures that are encircled here are hepatocytes. And the green structures that encircle the hepatocytes are called bile caniculi. And basically that just means small little canals of bile that pick up the byproduct of the liver activity and feed back into the common bile duct and takes it where it goes, into the back into the storage for the gallbladder and so on. Now you have cells that do certain things. You have these cells right here represent the Kupffer cells, K-U-P-F-F-E-R, or maybe it's K-U-P-P-F-F-E-R.
You had it right.
These are the Kupffer cells, and these are cells, they're going to be actually cells that are located right on the sinusoids, and they're monitoring and evaluating the blood that's flowing through here to determine exactly what changes need to be taken, what type of activities need to be instituted.
What are they monitoring? What are they monitoring?
They'll monitor the amount of fragments that RBCs are brought back to either take them out or reconstruct them sometimes. They'll also monitor nutrients to determine whether we need to take more nutrients out and recycle it back into the blood and so on. And then you have here is an example of elastic tissue, reticular tissue that acts as a supportive mechanism inside the lobule to allow the venous sinusoids not to collapse in on themselves, because there's a lot of blood flowing through the liver. Stay awake, Crystal. That was a big yawn. I don't want to start yawning. All right, and so it all flows through this for processing, and it ends up coming into the central vein. And the central vein takes it out of the liver and goes back into the inferior vena cava and returns it to the right side of the heart. So this is the liver lobule, and you will definitely see it.
Thank you.
All right?
Thanks.
Here, why don't you guys